just turned to the hottest podcast in your ear right now. This is the Dre Mac Show.
Killing me. This is supposed to be on my built-in audio. What's up? I am tripping today. What's going on, everybody? This is your man Dre Mac with another episode of the Dre Mac Podcast Show. Man, gotta talk about what's going on today. It just seemed like if your name was Robert or Jussie, boy, it seemed like you was going through some hell today. So let me get to the biggest thing. Okay, so Robert Kraft, the owner of the New England Patriots, was just caught up in a sex prostitution scam, human trafficking. That was one of the big things. Then Robert Kelly got indicted on 10 counts, which this is nothing new. We kind of already knew what was happening with Robert Kelly. That's not nothing new, but he got charged. He was indicted today on 10 counts of molestation and just crazy stuff. And then you got old Jussie. Jussie Smollett got indicted on felony charges of filing a false report. Now, I'm going to talk about each individual on this and kind of give you my thoughts. Let me just start with Jussie Smollett for just a second. Now, do I believe that Jussie Smollett should go to jail for this? Absolutely not. I don't believe so. And I'm going to tell you the reason why. When you have a young lady who made a false report of rape, that 3 black men raped this young white woman, and come to find out that she made a false report and all of it was felonious, and she absolutely gets no jail time. Nah, son. If she don't get any jail time, Jussie shouldn't get it either. It's not just her, that made these false reports. There's been many of false reports, and we could go back to Emmett Till when we were talking about false reports. So when I'm looking at this Jussie Smollett situation, for one, he lied. He made a mistake. Was it a big mistake? Was it stupid? Yes. I'm not going to sit up here and act like that was literally the smartest thing he could have done. There was absolutely no apparent reason for him to lie. I understand he was trying to get money and stuff like that, but dude, come on. You didn't have to do that. You're trying to get a larger role. Why don't you just go out for larger roles? I don't watch Empire. I don't know how he is as an actor. You got me. I've never seen not one single episode of Empire. But obviously, you're either not the greatest of actors, especially how you put this plan together. You can never be a producer or director. But if you wanted to make more money, just go out for different roles, man. Hollywood will eat you up. I know friends in Hollywood, and Hollywood is the game, and you got an entryway into the game. You just wasn't smart enough to be able to play it right. You know what I mean? And this is the other thing about the whole Jussie thing. When you're talking about lying about somebody attempting to lynch you, pour bleach on you, say all kinds of hate crimes and stuff like that, it does bar me back to the lynchings and things that happen in our now let me just say this. This is a lot of our history goes for, lynching and hate crimes and all kinds of things that happen to us. And for you to do that is harmful, dude, because like I said, I read a story about a transsexual woman that revealed to a guy she used to be a guy. This is what her life is. Whatever. That dude just killed her for no apparent reason whatsoever. Just no apparent reason whatsoever. So, no, do I believe that he should go to jail? No, I don't believe that. Public apology, maybe some community service, but to go to prison, a felony charge, nah, dude. And for this is, and now I'm about to transition, and this is the thing. See, the president tweeted out, our president, Agent Orange, tweeted out and how embarrassing it was for him to mention people that were make America great has with such racism and vile cruelty or whatever he said. It sounded dumb because it was a tweet. Let me just tell you this. This is the same man who's not going to say anything about his good friend Robert Kraft, who was just caught up in sex trafficking, or who was named in a pool of people in a prostitution ring. I guarantee you won't see a tweet about Robert Kraft unless it's saying, nah, let's not get into all the details. Let's find out. He's a good friend of mine. We go way back. Or you're just like friends. Let's go way back and let's find out what's going on. He's not going to condemn. And this is before we seen the video when he came out with the video of the two guys buying the equipment and stuff like buying the supplies or whatever to rob him or to fake rob him or whatever. This is just our president tweeting out nonsense. But then he's not going to say the same thing about Robert Kraft, who's a good friend of his, who is caught up in a way more heinous crime. Because sex trafficking, prostitution, all of that. Let's just look at it like this. You had a young lady who's just what? Did 20 years in prison, who was finally getting free because she was part of a sex trafficking ring. And the only way that she thought she was going to be able to pay her pimp or get murdered was to rob somebody. And that guy ended up getting murdered. And she had to do the 20 years. And she was 16, not thinking about the mental stability of a 16-year-old who's caught up in a sex trafficking ring, who's out here getting, who's having sex at a young age with different men and stuff like that or whatever. All the young women who get caught up in this lifestyle. So we don't really think about them. We're going to defend Robert Kraft. Now, I was like, wow. I guess, when you walking around here with Meek Mill's chains and stuff, I think you really out here pimping hoes. Nah, dude, you can't do that. Is anything going to happen to him? This dude is he's worth $6.6 billion. Nah, nothing is going to happen. Unfortunately, nothing is going to happen to Robert Kraft, and it's going to be funny. The prostitutes will look like the villains, and he will be looked like as a hero at the end of this. Yet Jussie Smollett just lied about just absolutely stupid things, and we vilified him. Now, did I make some jokes that I feel like he was an idiot? Yes. I'm not going to take that away from him. I don't care if he's black, gay, orange, or whatever. You're a complete dummy for doing that. But when we look at the way that we vilify Jussie Smollett and not do the same thing about Robert Kraft, it's a whole nother situation. That brings me to Robert Kelly, who I don't care what anybody says. I don't care how many good songs that he has. It's like, dudes haven't been on my playlist in years. And I'm telling you, my man had one of the dopest albums that I've heard, but that doesn't stop. I'm not going to support this guy. I haven't supported him in years. And Let Me Be Your Freak off of the Thin Line Between Love and Hate soundtrack is one of my favorite songs. I'm not going to lie. That's my cut. You know what I mean? But that doesn't mean I support Robert Kelly. I'm not going to support Robert Kelly. And Robert Kelly has been through this. Robert Kelly has messed around with young girls. Go look at some of his old videos. Go look at Vibe. Go look at the beginning of Bump and Grind, when he's talking to an older lady at the beginning of the video, then turns around and you look at the crowd and ain't nothing but 12, 13-year-old girls in here, and he's talking about bumping and grinding. I'm telling you, dude didn't hide his weirdness or who he was. That's all I'm saying, man. I'm not going to support that dude. And again, he's now looking at 10 counts, of child molestation and all kinds of stuff, man. But it's who we vilify. That's the thing I'm trying to get at, is who we vilify. Now, there's plenty of videos and memes going around about Jussie Smollett. And public humiliation is what it is. Now he's saying he got an untreated drug problem. Come on, dude. Nah, man, it ain't drugs. It's you try to get over without just going and look for different work. If I'm not making enough money at my job, I went and got a second job just because I wanted to make extra money. You think you can't get an extra role out in Hollywood? You're a black gay actor. You can get a lot of roles. I'm just telling the truth. But yet we vilify him, and where's the roast sessions on Robert Kelly? Oh, we tore Bill Cosby up, but that still got people defending Robert Kelly. You know what I mean? You can say whatever you want about Jussie Smollett and what he did, but he didn't do anything close to a prostitution ring. And if he does go to jail, I feel for the little brother. But he didn't do anything nowhere close to what R. Kelly has been doing for God knows how long, and what Robert Kraft did. First of all, there's a lot of investigation that goes on when you're talking about a prostitution sting. It ain't just something that happened overnight, but like, ooh, there go Robert Kraft. No, what I can now it makes a lot of sense. You go into Foxborough. This is a football fan. You go into Foxborough. It's late December, early January. It's a playoff game. No wonder some of these players is unprepared on the opposite team. He done bought all the hoes for him. That's who's trick daddy right there was Robert Kelly. Son, how you doing, son? I'm in the middle of a podcast. Can you go over there for a minute?
Daddy.
Yes, son.
What you doing with your beard?
What am I doing with my beard?
Yeah.
It's my beard. Boy, go. I
want my beard.
You're going to get a beard when you're 36. Now shut the door.
Okay.
Bye-bye. It never stops. It never stops. But anyway, sorry about that. My son just had to ask me what I'm going to do with my beard. But anyway, like I said, when you're trying to vilify these guys, man, you got to look at basically. So, you in Foxborough, it's late, it's cold, you in your hotel room, next thing you know, you got to knock on the door. That's why it's called Three's Company. Come and knock on the door, and I'm ready for you. Yeah, you over there, man, with the chicks, Didn't Dwayne Bowe snitch on the teammates talking about how they was picking up women when they was on the road? I wonder was one of those at Foxborough. Just saying, it sounds like more of what Dwayne Bowe is saying is actually true. Just saying. All I'm saying is this: when you're looking at these guys, man, you gotta look at the whole situation. We look at Jussie. I don't feel like Jussie I completely do not believe Jussie should go to jail. I don't care what the Chicago Police Department have their nerves to try to vilify Jussie Smollett. And didn't they let a young lady die in the freezer? I'm just saying. Didn't they and all of a sudden they don't know who done what, but even though that there's video cameras and all of that, but they have no idea how that young lady was murdered and stuck in a freezer and wasn't able to get the body to the parents and have them to do their own autopsy and all of that. I don't want to hear nothing what the Chicago Police Department is saying. And they say he was at an Asian massage parlor. Probably he was getting a happy ending. I mean, what was the Dave Chappelle skit when he was married to Oprah and he had the Asian woman doing the massage? He was like, "Can I get a happy?" He was like, "Babe, can I get a happy ending?" And Oprah walked right past him and said, "She didn't say no." I'm just saying, man, this is craziness. But the people we vilify, we won't. And the people that are really the victims, we vilify. And I think that's the craziest thing about it. We're going to look at the young women that's in this. You don't know how old these people are, who manipulated these women to get into sex slave or sex trafficking or whatever. But I guarantee you some men will vilify these women, or even some women will vilify the women in this and not look at the grown men that orchestrated this also. We vilify the young woman in the R. Kelly, they knew what they was